All right, let's get right into it. If you're a Python coder, you've definitely asked yourself this question. What's the absolute best tool for the job? Today, we're putting two heavyweights in the ring. In one corner, we've got the powerhouse desktop IDE, PyCharm, and in the other, the super flexible, cloud-based Google Colab. So you're sitting there, you've got this amazing idea for a project. Your fingers are itching to start coding, but where do you actually write it? I mean, sure, a basic text editor works, but if you really want to be productive, you're going to need something called an IDE. So what exactly is an IDE? Well, the best way to think about it is like a supercharged workshop for a programmer. It's not just a blank page for your text, it's an entire ecosystem that pulls together all the tools you need. A smart editor that practically finishes your sentences, a bug finder to help you squash those annoying errors, and a bunch of other tools to get things running smoothly. Okay, first up, let's step inside the professional workshop. We're going to do a deep dive into our first contender, the one and only PyCharm. Think of PyCharm as your personal, all-in-one command center that you install right on your computer. This is your dedicated space. It's built from the ground up to handle really big, serious projects. You know, the kind of complex, long-lasting software that companies build their business on. So, what makes this workshop so powerful? Well, for starters, its code completion is so smart, it feels like it's reading your mind. Then there's the visual debugger, which is a lifesaver for walking through your code step by step to see exactly where things went wrong. And with built-in Git support and amazing project management tools, it just makes handling complexity a breeze. So who is this really for? At the end of the day, PyCharm is pretty much the gold standard for professional software developers. If you're building a massive application with tons of different files all working together, well, this is the tool that was literally made for you. And you've got options. There's the Community Edition, which is completely free, and honestly, it's more than powerful enough for most standard Python projects. But if you're getting into web development or heavy-duty data science, the paid professional version unlocks a whole other level of specialized tools that are totally worth it. All right, let's pack up our things in the workshop and head to a completely different kind of place. It's time to check out the Cloud Laboratory and get to know our second contender, Google Colab. Now, Colab is a totally different beast. Instead of a big program you install, it's what's known as a Jupyter notebook that lives entirely in your web browser. You can mix live, runnable code right next to your notes and visualizations. It's not really for building a standalone app. It's designed for playing around, for analyzing data, and for sharing your findings. It's a lab, not a factory. And this brings us to one of Colab's biggest selling points. There is practically zero setup. Seriously, if you have a Google account, you just open a new tab in your browser and you are writing and running Python code in seconds. No installs, no complicated configurations, you just go. And the perks of this lab don't stop there. Since it's a Google product, working with other people is as easy as sharing a Google Doc. Everything just saves right to your Google Drive. But the real showstopper, the absolute killer feature, is that last point on the list. This right here is Colab's secret weapon. It gives you free access to some seriously powerful hardware. We're talking about GPUs and TPUs. These are specialized computer chips that can crunch through complex math problems way, way faster than a normal computer. For anyone in AI, machine learning, or data science, this is an absolute game changer. It gives you access to computing power that used to cost thousands of dollars. So it's pretty clear who this is for. Colab is perfect for students, data scientists, and machine learning engineers. It's for anyone who just needs to spin up an experiment, analyze a dataset, or train a model without getting bogged down in hardware and setup headaches. Okay, we have toured the professional workshop, and we've explored the high-tech cloud laboratory. Now it's time to put them side by side. It is time for the final showdown. This is the big question, isn't it? After seeing what both can do, which one is the right tool for you? Let's break it down nice and simple. So when you put it all together on one chart, the picture becomes really clear. PyCharm is your local workshop. It runs on your desktop, it's built for creating big software projects, and its killer feature is that incredible toolset for debugging and managing everything. Google Colab, on the other hand, is your cloud lab. It runs in a browser, it's perfect for experiments and data analysis, and its killer feature is that free access to super fast hardware. It really is the workshop versus the lab. But hang on a second. What if that versus in the title was a little misleading? What if the smartest approach isn't about choosing one over the other, but about getting the best of both worlds? And that's the truth for a lot of developers today. The real answer isn't either or, it's both. Because these tools don't really compete. They solve different problems. and a savvy coder knows how to use the right tool for the right job. So what does that look like in the real world? Well, you'd use PyCharm as your main base of operations to build your big, complex application. That's where the core product lives. But then, you might hop over to Google Colab to quickly test out a new machine learning idea or to create a cool interactive report to share with your team. One is for building, the other is for experimenting. So you see, it's not really about which tool is better in a vacuum. It's about which tool is right for the specific task you're facing. So now that you've seen the professional workshop and the cloud laboratory, think about your own projects. What does your perfect coding toolkit look like? Thanks for watching.